Wait a minute. Hey y'all, we're back. Jamie's going to take us through a sausage puff pastry, and we're going to go back to the eggs. And Kristin is still chopping her apples, and we are all enjoying some mimosas, and that's what you do at a brunch. So, Jamie, take it from there, please, ma'am.
Okay, so we're going to make some just very easy puff pastry. So these are the puff pastry sheets I always use. They also have them in cups, but I prefer the sheets because you can change the shape. Best thing about this recipe is you don't have to put sausage and spinach in it. You can put Nutella or jam, whatever you want in there. But today we're going to do sausage and spinach and some cheese. So here we have a pound of pork sausage. Okay. This is about a cup of chopped spinach with actually some bok choy and kale in there. Okay. So what I did before we came back on camera, I measured out some spinach from here and rinsed it thoroughly. And then I just chopped this up, not too fine, but enough to kind of line our pastries, which you'll see me do in a second. Okay. And I have a bit of an herb mixture here from Mom's Kitchen. So that's some thyme and I think some oregano, some other stuff in there.
What does that say? Hold on. All herb what?
All herb.
Oh, this is the King's secret recipe. Oh, they're not sharing that,
something
ladies
in there.
and gentlemen. Hold on. Let me see the top.
Parsley, cilantro, oregano,
yeah.
Some thyme in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a big rosemary fan.
But people can do what they want to.
Yeah,
it's almost like a dry rub.
Well, you mix it the way that your family tastes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So what I'll do now is I'm going to add some seasoning to the sausage here. Okay. I'm going to use our salt and pepper here.
You go right ahead. There's a little spoon in there.
All right. So I'll add about one of these for now. Okay. And then add some salt here. And this is probably like a fourth of a teaspoon right now.
All right.
And then I'll just kind of mix it in here.
Because her hands are clean.
Yes, they are clean.
Please do not
I'm a scientist.
ask me if the hands are clean.
I'm a scientist. I've washed my hands
Lord
very carefully.
I'm a hygienist, and people going, are your hands clean? I'm like, seriously.
They are spotless.
Okay. Lord have mercy.
I'm going to add one more little spoon of pepper and salt here. Okay. Make sure it's adequately seasoned.
And I love it that Jamie wears her ring. Because, you know, Paula Dean wears her rings. And Lisa Clapp wear her rings, too.
And I'm trying not to get nothing too close to them, but yeah.
No, I like it.
I like Mallory wears her rings and go all the way to her knuckles.
Exactly.
So,
you can wash the rings.
I'm not measuring this. I'm just going to, this is probably about the same amount of this herb mix here.
You just kind of gauge that for what your family likes.
Right.
Okay.
But probably, you know, not too much. But I wouldn't say any more than a teaspoon and a half. Because you don't want it to be too much.
Because you really can't taste raw sausage to see if it tastes okay. Right.
So I'll just close that.
Now you can smell it though.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that if you put your spices together, you can smell them and you can even lick your finger and taste and then add whatever else you like.
So, and then we also always cook, you know, this is just the added, just the cherry on top when you're seasoning something.
I got you.
We always use seasoned salt.
Okay.
The red top. That's all I'll say. I don't know. But you know it when you see it.
Yeah, we use a lot of that too. That's the ticket.
So, in ever in doubt, oops.
But I'm glad you said red top because one time I got home and mine was Mediterranean. Mm-hmm. Red top flowers. I like it simple. Keep it simple, stupid.
So now, if you notice, I'm keeping this hand clean for the most part. And I'm just mixing the sausage.
Okay.
And then I'll add in the spinach here. So I'm just going to add that. And I add things half and half, so I'll add half and then mix it so it gets distributed well through here.
And now, Jamie, where'd you get this recipe? Do you remember?
I think I just started looking up puff pastry recipes, and I was like, what can I put in here? And we always like to have a sausage dish at Mother's Day, and I said, well, I'll just put some sausage in it. Okay. So I just kind of went, and I learned the basics of cooking puff pastry. Okay. So most times with these puff pastry, you'll see there's an egg wash, so you'll actually get it to puff up when you cook it.
Okay. So we've set our oven to
425.
425. Okay.
And that's going to get them nice and crispy.
All right.
So,
and we have lined our cookie sheet with parchment paper.
Kristin, can you open it? Yes.
And I have to say, while we're mixing, these ladies come from a long legacy of good cooks because I've known Carol for I don't even know how many years, and did not know that her brother owned a juke joint in Atlanta. And I about had a complete meltdown eating in there. I ain't kidding. I ain't kidding. And we were the only white folks in there. It was 3 of us. And so they had this really good band, and we ended up taking over the stage and the microphone. And the other owner, what's his name, Carol?
Terry.
Terry and his wife enjoyed watching us so much as the only white people in that place that he came over at the end of the night and said, "We have enjoyed watching you, and y'all just had a great time eating." I probably still had like that macaroni and cheese all over my mouth.
Sweet George's juice jar.
Oh my God, it was so good. So for you people following, if you're in Atlanta and
It
you
is on
want to eat,
Peachtree Street.
oh
Right
my
down
God, it is off the chain. Collard greens. What did I have? I had jambalaya.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah,
Chicken
that's real
is
good.
Oh.
Peach cobbler.
Oh, the fried chicken's drizzled with honey. Lord deliver me. Now you know in heaven this is gonna be there.
The crawfish.
Etouffee, yeah. Okay. So now what I'll do to assemble these, I'll tell you, I did one thing here. I added half of this bag of shredded cheese.
Okay.
This is almost a cup, so 7.5 ounces. I added half of this bag, so
All right.
that's about half a cup of cheese. For this recipe, you can use cheddar or I've used like Gouda cheese before.
Oh, I love Gouda.
If you want a little extra flavor. So this is some all-purpose flour. And when you're working with the puff pastry, you don't want it to stick to whatever you're working on.
Right.
So this is a clean countertop. I just wiped it down again.
And I sprayed it for y'all got here.
Okay.
Just
So
so you know.
it's nice and clean here.
Yes.
So we'll do that, and then oops.
But we do have to say that. Can we give you some room here?
Yeah, that's
All right.
So then we'll just spread the flour out a little bit here.
I love to watch women's hands, or men, but women especially, because it reminds me of my grandmother when she would be kneading bread, and you learn a lot watching those hands work.
So this puff pastry has been sitting out for since we got over here. So probably you don't want to let it sit out too long, maybe like 40 minutes, so you can work with it. But you don't want it to get like thawed out. 'Cause
Okay.
before this, it's in the freezer.
It is in a freezer.
It's in the freezer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
So-
it next to where the pie shells are?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never bought that. Okay.
Yeah, that's usually where it is. So now you see it's kind of like trifold.
Right.
Here you go, Kristin, get rid of these. So what I'm gonna do now is, the way I like to do it for this is cut them into kind of 3 pieces.
Okay.
And because it's been sitting out, it's easier to like fold and move it around a little easier.
Colleen Hardy just joined us.
Oh, perfect.
And Jerry Thomas Hunt. Some teachers in the house. Some representing from Eastern Guilford High School.
So now I'm just showing how I can I want it to be a little more, what's the word, malleable.
Yes.
That was a
Science
good word.
words.
Did you graduate from Eastern Guilford?
I sure did. Woo! 2008.
Woo! In 1988, I don't think I had that word on the vocabulary list. Just saying.
If I can get a tablespoon or something.
Kristin, right there in that drawer with the spoons on it, just grab her. I think it's all the way to the right.
Yeah.
Because my mama's been here. That's the only reason.
So now I'm going to scoop our sausage mixture here onto these sheets of pastry.
Good morning, Lily Wilkes Mabe. We're getting some hits now,
Hey.
ladies. Yeah.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So now I'm just scooping this out here. And you can cook the spinach before this if you want to, but I don't like the spinach to be all wilty, so
Right.
I like to do raw spinach.
Okay.
And
Can you cook the sausage?
you can if you want to, yeah. But then it could get a little greasy too, so you don't want to. This just keeps everything.
Well, I'm going to do it just like you
yeah.
do it.
So you make these little logs, and like I said, you could put, if you would put Nutella or something in here. I've made it before. Just put a couple dollops of Nutella or jam like this.
Now, you mentioned jam. Would you put jam in here with the sausage and have like, 'cause
I
look,
never tried that, Lisa, but that sounds good actually.
Well, I'm just saying, like a lot of people put strawberry jelly. Easy, Mama, we're blogging.
All right. So I don't want them to be too stuffed, but I was trying to equally distribute. So now we got about half our mixture left in there.
All right.
Just put that back over there.
That looks really good. Love the color.
So now we get to roll it. So just want to kind of
Center it.
center it like that, and then I like to kind of push it to one side when I do the rolling part. I've watched a lot of burritos be made, so help with my rolling technique here.
Or sushi.
Or sushi too.
Right.
And I love sushi.
Oh, me too.
Good stuff.
I like to go eat it with somebody that knows how to order it though. Carol's like,
She's like, that is not her cup of tea.
Oh yeah, I like it.
So now, because this one's a little full, but that's okay. We're just gonna kind of close it like that.
Close it best you can.
Best you can.
And then if you need to, you can kind of wet your fingers and squeeze it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one probably go a little smoother because it's not as stuffed and it's wider.
I got you.
So this one will probably be better.
I tend to overstuff everything.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, hungry.
Including my jeans. Just saying.
Okay, so this one's perfect. Yeah, so that's how.
Oh, that
really,
looks good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll just get rid of that.
Let me give you some room here.
All right.
That's gonna look really fancy too, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it looks like you spent like hours.
Well, you kind of have.
It looks like you spent. Oh, I
mean,
made this
I
dough
wouldn't
from
invite,
scratch.
I know. I wouldn't invite people to this that I didn't like. Now I'm gonna tell you. They just get scrambled eggs and some bacon.
Okay.
This is a lot of love going into this.
All right, so now we get to divide them up.
Okay.
So then we're not going to eat these as like giant logs. So I got this serrated knife here. So I'll probably cut these into about fifths here.
All right.
So just kind of slice them like that. Because we always used to have, Mom would make sausage rolls sometimes. So this is like a new spin on sausage rolls. That's with like biscuit dough, right? But these puff pastries just give it a little extra.
Howard Horrible is going to be all over this. Him and Amy, they love that stuff. They do theirs in like a muffin tin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you can do it a lot of different ways, right? If you don't want to roll it,
yeah,
you could do it in a muffin
tin. And they
tin.
sell cups too. So there's puff pastry cups. So you don't even have to do the fool with this shell if you don't feel like it, or if you just want the texture of this dough, you can buy the cups.
I got you.
There used to be an outlet. Pepperidge Farm.
Pepperidge Farm used to have an outlet.
Yeah.
You could get all this stuff at, but they don't have it anymore.
Now you got to go
All
to
the cheap stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All the bargain stuff leaves us.
Yes.
And
we're ready for the apples when you get
Okay.
So it'll be a second, but
all right. So you're gonna cut those. We're gonna put them on the cookie sheet.
And I'll give y'all the two major keys for these. So I'm gonna do one more thing to them before I put them on the cookie sheet. You have to vent them so they'll puff. So what I'm gonna do is just add some little slits here.
Okay.
Like in each one. And when we get ready to bake them, we'll make an egg wash. But I can come back and do that.
But with the egg wash, you're going to just do one egg and a little bit of water?
Mm-hmm. 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of water.
All right, we'll come back and show that.
Yeah. But right now I'm just venting them, and then I'll put them on that cookie sheet up there.
All right, so I'm going to go over here to Kristin. And Kristin, tell me what you're doing.
Okay, so we've sliced up our apples. These California apples have turned brown pretty quick on us, so we're going to get some lemon juice on them.
Okay.
And so what I like to do is kind of roll my lemon like that to help release the juice a little bit. And I found this in your drawer, so we're going to So we're going to slice this guy in half.
Maybe that drawer will close now. It's thick closed. There's no telling what's in that drawer.
Okay. Open this guy up. Put the lemon in there. And squeeze all over the apples like that.
Okay.
And we're going to do that. Just kind of leave that.
Hey, set that lemon to the side and we'll put it in my stuff I put on the oven to make the kitchen smell good.
All right. And we just kind of mix this together before we start cooking.
Okay.
And I don't usually add my sugar and all the sweet stuff until I get started cooking them.
Okay.
And so we'll come back when we get the pan on the stove and get started.
All right. All right, Kristin. Cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. And what we going to call Kristin's apples? We got to come up with something catchy. Kristin's, is it fried?
Crispy's apples.
Fried? Kristin's fried apples.
Yeah. Crispy. They call it crispy.
Kristin's crispy fried apples. So stay with us. Cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. Brunching it today with the King girls. I don't know.
Have some weight on.
I ain't sure they're going to have to do it. Cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. We taste tested. I'm taste testing Jamie's sausage puff pastries. And they look amazing. Mm. Mm. Them things are slapping grandma good right there. And you're right, it puffed right up, didn't it? Look at that. This is good, y'all. All right, tell me what you're doing, Jamie.
I'm just cracking the egg scramble right now.
All right.
And
that's where we're going to use your peppers and your onions.
Right.
Okay.
This will just complement our pastries real nice.
If there's any left, because I'm not eating mine. And while you're doing that, I'm going to show these. Look at these amazing apples Kristin did. Lord have mercy. And are they still on low?
Yeah, they're still on low.
But you want them to cook down?
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are done. They're good to go. We'll probably take them off in just a second here.
Yum. I can't wait. I am so thrilled that y'all came today. I just have to tell you. And now we get to eat, and I'm about, it's right there in that drawer.
Oh, this one here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we're going to do these eggs, and are you going to scramble these eggs?
I am going to scramble.
Okay, so I'm going to stop filming because I'm going to have to find a pan for you. And then we're going to sit down and eat, y'all. But we're going to do eggs with peppers and onions, and we'll talk you through it in a minute. Cooking, cut up, keeping it real. The Kingley's brunch. Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all, we're back. Cooking, cutting up, keeping it real with Kristin. And Kristin's crispy, famous crispy apples.
All right, so we melted a half a stick of butter in this pan right here. And we're going to go ahead and throw the apples in there. And we're just going to let them sit right there.
All right. Do you need a lid?
Not right now.
Okay.
I don't want to get
All right.
too soggy on this.
Okay.
So we're just kind of stir them around and get them coated with the butter.
Okay.
And you can put more butter in here if you want to, but
Okay.
I usually just do half a stick.
So you're going to cook them down a little bit before you ever add your sugar?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Just get them coated with the butter first, and then I'm going to add the sugar.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Just get them nice and stirred up.
I like it with the skins on, Kristin.
I do too.
It's a
my
nice
favorite
color.
part.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
All right. So this morning we're going to use, I like raw turbinado sugar.
What the heck is that?
And so it's basically, it's unrefined, I guess you could say. So it's not as processed as like your granulated sugar.
But it's not brown sugar. It's like it's like white sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me see
Yeah.
that. Okay, I think people put that in their coffee too.
And it's just as sweet. I mean, it's it's no difference in the sweetness.
Is it more expensive, Kristin?
A little bit, I believe.
It's that
But it's
organic
worth it.
section. Mhm. Look, Kristin said it's worth it. We'll talk when you got 2 kids and a mortgage and college to pay for. You be going back to that cheap food line, white granulated sugar.
So we're going to sprinkle a half a cup of this in here.
But when my kids get out of school, I'm probably going to use that too. It probably is healthier, no kidding.
Yeah, I really like it. And you can bake with it as well, like cakes and stuff.
You put that in a pound cake?
You can, yeah.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
You don't
can put it in cornbread.
Carol, I'm going to have to see that. I'm going to have to see that.
Okay.
Me and Carol from the old school.
And then I dumped probably a little bit less than a half a cup, maybe like a fourth a cup of brown sugar in there.
Okay, so you did a half a cup of the raw sugar and then a fourth a cup of brown sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't let me forget to write these, y'all. For y'all that are tuning in, I would love y'all's take on raw sugar versus white granulated sugar, if you know. Be an interesting conversation. So you're going to stir that in, and those are going to cook for approximately, what do you think?
So it depends on how you like your apples. If you like yours a little bit crispy, I do them for about 20 minutes or so, depending on how hot your stove is.
Okay.
If you want longer, 30 minutes. I like mine kind of crispy, so.
So you like to cook them until they're crispy. You're not going to cook them till they're syrupy.
No, I don't really like, I like the ones that are kind of soft, but most of the time I like for mine to have just a little bit of crunch.
A little bit of texture.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom, not so much.
Yeah, look, Carol, we like want to put it over a biscuit. All right, so we'll come back to
We're
you.
ready to egg wash the...
All right, and I'm going to come over here, try not to make everybody sick. And Jamie's going to egg wash these puff pastries.
So now, see, I like these. Now, I have a regular brush, but these silicone brushes are nice because
I think they look cleaner.
they look cleaner. Yeah, we're all about cleanliness here, so these are much easier to clean. So I really like
think
these.
so too.
So what I'm doing now, this is Lisa beat up 1 egg and a tablespoon of water.
Yeah, about a tablespoon of water.
Yeah. Just gonna lightly brush these, and this helps the pastries actually puff up in the oven.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna give these a nice little.
And all those fancy ladies on the cooking shows, they put a wash on everything.
Yeah. And you can. The cool thing about these two, you can actually season up the egg wash a little bit if you want more flavor. I've added herbs or.
It makes them pretty.
Yeah. Good. But for this, since we already added enough to the sausage, I think we're all right.
I like it too when people put just a dab of sea salt on top of it, and it just kind of crystallizes it, makes it pretty.
So I didn't show that. I did add a little bit of that sea salt to this
Okay.
wash. I just didn't. It's off camera.
Okay. Little trick of the trade. And these bake how long, Jamie?
These bake for, I watch them about 15 minutes.
Okay.
So they're nice and golden. It depends on how your oven bakes. My oven in my apartment is a little slow, so I have to bake them for about 20 minutes. But I'll take a look at 15 and we'll see how they look.
Okay, on 425.
425.
Okay.
You gotta make sure your sausage is done.
Yeah.
We got to make sure the sausage is done. All right, so we'll come back and show you a picture of that finished product. We'll show you a picture of the finished apples. And
the egg scramble takes like, what, Chris? 5 minutes?
Yeah.
It's
all right,
quick.
then we'll get the eggs scrambled. All
Nobody
right,
likes cold eggs.
cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. We'll be back. Right there, Carrie, you'll see him. Okay, Jamie's going to finish up the last leg of the brunch with scrambled eggs.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what you did.
So I just put, we sprayed this pan with some non-stick spray, and then we added a tablespoon of butter in here.
Okay.
And this is our pepper and onion mixture from the beginning.
All right.
So we're just gonna let that stir around a little bit, get coated in the mixture.
Mm-hmm.
About a minute or two.
And you have mixed up 8 eggs, because there's 4 of us.
Yes.
And you added a little bit of heavy whipping cream just because I had some.
Yeah, probably like a fourth of, maybe a little less than a fourth of a cup. But if you
Okay.
can use milk or heavy cream, I've even used sour cream before, 'cause that's what I had. But
It needs a little something. It needs a little dairy.
yeah.
Mm-hmm, I think so
creamy.
too.
Okay, so now I'll get ready to add the egg.
And those are fresh out of the chicken's butt, just so you know. Thanks to Keto Lifestyle. And I did wash them. Golly, me and Carol had to watch. Were you washing eggs that morning of the state championship?
Y'all already had them done when I got over there.
Lord, Keith
I
donated
scrambled them.
144
I scrambled
eggs.
them, so.
Do y'all want cheese eggs this morning? We already got cheese in the pastry, but I like cheese eggs.
I don't care. Do your thing. Do what you like to
Sprinkle
do.
some
I just
cheese.
let y'all cook and I
Get that cheese crispy.
I'm with you, Carol.
eat. Yeah.
Look, if your mama gets tired of y'all, y'all just come with me. I'm gonna have 2 vacant beds, and one is a bunk bed. There'll be 2 people in there, and then and you have your own bathroom.
Hey, that's all right.
Just saying.
All right, so I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit.
All right.
Which eye is it here?
I think it's this one.
Okay. This
Yeah.
one here.
Let me do it.
Yeah,
Might be
go ahead,
easier for
yeah.
me to do it. All right, that's on medium.
Yeah.
All right, you better get to stirring if I put it up on high.
Yeah. Just to make sure things get done
I
here.
gotcha. So we're gonna scramble these, and then we're gonna sit down and eat, y'all. And I cannot wait.
You know, you get hungry while cooking.
I know, right?
So I'm doing this so they don't stick, because nobody likes sticky scrambled eggs.
Right.
So, and now that they're really cooking now, I'm going to add a little bit more of this cheese that we use for the pastries. So this is probably a fourth a cup of cheese I'm adding in here. Just to make them nice and savory.
Mm-hmm. Cheese makes everything better. Well, not your waistline. but not your jeans being able to button and all. I'll tell y'all a funny story because y'all will like this. So, you know when those pedal pushers were in style with the side zipper? Okay. Okay. Now you know that you've embarrassed your children, okay, while we're doing these eggs. So Andy's not home, and I had on a pair of those. We were going somewhere, and I could not zip them. Could not zip them. So I said, Drew, come here. He was about 14. I said, son, can you help me zip it? Are you kidding me? I laid down on the side of the bed and like laid sideways and sucked it. Lord have mercy. His therapist's probably going to hear about that someday. Oh my
My mama
God.
made me squeeze her.
Yes. And it was so funny. He was like, they're too tight. They're too tight. I said, they're not too tight. Let me just suck in again.
One more time.
One more time. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a picture of the finished product total because that's all the ingredients in the eggs, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Just put it on the table right there,
Just
buddy.
cook these so they're not so runny anymore. So that's all I'm doing now.
All right, and then we'll show you. We'll plate it up and show you a picture. And I am tickled to death to have y'all in my kitchen. And I've already told them they got to come back and do macaroni, cheese, and cornbread. And Kristin, you got to come up with something brilliant too, okay? All right, so
She makes a mean tray of 3 cheese ziti. That's
there
all I'm
you
saying.
go. There's yours. So cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. We're out. We're gonna eat.